live. Hey everybody, welcome to the Pirate Skills Meetup. Today all about content and stories. Welcome guys. It's February, we have a full house, as somebody will show you if you're watching this through the live stream. Welcome to the live stream as well. We need to get rid of the music. Let me do that, really quick. Never do this stuff yourself. So, today, really quick, what do we want to do? Today, we'd like to share how to create good content, how to never ever actually run out of content ideas. This is one of the most frequently asked things I hear. What the fuck am I supposed to post about if I'm supposed to post every day? And we're going to talk how to create it and how to use storytelling to make better quality posts and to make the whole posting process much more streamlined, coherent, and efficient. And then, of course, the topic of how to actually spread that content. Yeah? How do we get this into the mob? So let me turn this a little bit down. So, all right, so that's it, what we're gonna cover today. You guys know me? Who is here for the first time? Whoa, nobody knows me. That's really nice. Maybe that's the topic, maybe that's a different approach we took in our marketing. But I'm Ben, I'm the founder of Pirate Skills, and I've been doing this now since 10 years. Yeah, I'm super passionate in this journey of entrepreneurship. I've committed myself to it, and I cannot imagine ever taking a normal job again. Yeah, this is what we usually call like being a pirate. Yeah, that doesn't mean if you're not if you're working for a big company, but you're doing entrepreneurial stuff, you're still in the right place, right? You still have the challenge of doing good content marketing and coming up with meaningful topics for your audience, and that's what we try to cover here today. So I see myself more and more as this gardener of growth. I used to do the whole package, developing, marketing, customer support, but over the years I've developed my love for actually growing things. Yeah, the customers, getting customers, keeping them, converting them to paying customers if it's in a free trial model, and the perspective of actually being this gardener of growth who's not like screaming at the grass, grow, but who's more responsible for creating the environment in which something can grow well. Yeah, that has to become my core, my focus. And 3 years ago, this led me to become the host of this Pirate Skills meetup. And for a fact, this is number 36, and since we have not missed one in 3 years, even though my voice today is a bit down, that means it's the 3rd year anniversary. Man! I can now remember it because it's always going to be after the birthday of my daughter, who just became 4 years old on Sunday. I just have to subtract 1 year and remember, yeah, that's how old Pirate Skills is. Noel minus 1 year. So last time, and in December when we talked about storytelling as the framework and not storytelling as the tool with which to drive your content marketing, I was asked like, why do you do this whole Pirate Skills show? Yeah, like, what's up with the treasure chest and the figures and all that stuff? And so I would like to give you my current answer for that. Yeah, to me, pirates stand for something. Like, who has been at the Pirate Summit here in this room? Yeah, you guys know what it means. Yeah, this spirit, this commitment to freedom and a purpose-driven life. I've tried to sum it up like in 5 words. To me, it's being on your own purpose, doing your own thing, striving for freedom, and not staying in the slavery of that is the current work environment. Mastery, the path to actually become excellent at what you do. Growth in terms of yourself and contributing to other people. We tried to package that. Joe, raise your hand please. He packaged that in beautiful pictures. For us, we even have the claim purpose-driven growth, because growth for growth's sake is just cancer. Yeah, it's just Samva brothers ruining our reputation in the international startup scene. Yeah, not funny. We would really like to focus on supporting the people that actually push forward meaningful stuff. Projects like Wayguard, for example. I have 3 guys here from the Wayguard team. They are building an app that help men and women come home safer. Yeah, that's worth being distributed. We have the Kinderrechte Forum here at the Startplatz, and they are helping children get their rights. That you can do growth for those topics as well. Freedom, not just wild independence, but just because we deserve it. It's our right, and we are now all working 10 hours, 12 hours per day maybe, and just hustling. But that's actually not what we signed up for when we wanted to become entrepreneurs. Yeah, we would like to have the freedom of time, of location, of how we work, what we do, and especially once you have been in a big company, with who you're going to work. Yeah, the most annoying factor of bigger company work that you cannot choose who you want to work with, usually. Then, mastering the art. This is a picture of a boat, which of course always serves our purpose with the Pirate Skills theme. But sailors are really, and captains of boats, masters of their craft. Yeah, they are always striving to improve on the journey. They don't go to university and study sailing and then they are the perfect sailors. Yeah, they go out, they journey, they become stronger. They learn running while they are starting to walk. Yeah. Growth also means to me personal growth as an entrepreneur and growth as a team, and keeping that in focus as well. And of course, sharing the fruit. This is part of my commitment to at least spend 20% of my time giving back. I'm visiting lots of meetups in which I'm learning. I'm constantly on YouTube and podcasts and consume content and try to learn. And I think if people who have reached a certain point of experience just spend some time on giving back, we would all be a whole community of entrepreneurs at a higher level. Yeah. So these are the things that we are committed to, and in order to achieve that, this year we have come up with a complete growth marketers cycle of education, and this looks like this. In the first month of January, we start here in the top right corner. We had the growth map session, yeah, where I shared on how we assess your current status, make a plan, and build the milestones that get you from A to B. I think the next most important component is actually having your story right, yeah, and having the content that shares you and that tells the story that you are really providing value to a specific audience. The third thing is building funnels. That means having a structure. For example, do some Facebook ads, people land on a landing page, you capture their email address, they get a series of emails, they end up in a shop at some point and buy something. And then they buy something again at a later point because of different motivations. That's a funnel, yeah? But you need the content and the story right before you can build the funnel. The fourth thing is data and analytics. If you can't track what's working, it's really hard to improve. And you waste a lot of time by not tracking what your users are doing and what content actually works and which funnel steps work, and you waste money and your precious time. To me now, as a 10-year entrepreneur, time has become by far the highest commodity. I could be working on something else right now, yeah? Not meaning, I think this is the highest value of time I could currently invest. That's why I'm doing this. But I see lots of, especially first and second time entrepreneurs who dig around in their ghost town startup that's never going anywhere. If they would just skip it and do the next one, skip it, do the next one, still sticking at it as long as it takes to find that out. But data is so helpful with that. Then once you have proper tracking, you can actually afford spending some money on traffic or the time you need to put in if you don't want to spend money on traffic. So this will be the next module. And then the last one is conversion optimization, which again just goes through this cycle again and again at every step and improves every single point. I believe that if you learn those 6 components, you deserve to call yourself a growth marketer. Yeah? And you don't need to be at level 10 in the beginning, but maybe you are here level 4 at content marketing storytelling, probably because you're here in this room. But funnel building, I don't know what that is. And you do a little bit of analytics, and you start to develop those capacities that you're not the strongest at, or you get a teammate that can help you out. So last time we talked about the growth roadmap in January, and if you're interested in that, we always share every single recording that we do here. That's why we do the live stream. So you can see it live when you can't make it here. And we recorded it and uploaded it to our pirateskills.com website. And this link just leads there. Let me get out of your way. It's getpirateskills.com/grow in 2019. Okay? But today, the focus is on the second part. Let's assume you have a basic plan, what's up in your year 2019, and now you're thinking, okay, now I need the right content and the right story to do so. That's the focus of today. That gets us ready to build funnels. If you want the slides from today, this is the link for today. It's just /content marketing. Yeah. I also have the link in the show notes of the live stream. Yeah. And you can always get this usually on the day of the meetup. So if you can't make it, or if you want to follow along more slowly, then just get it there and try to follow along as good as you can. We have the opinion that we should just share everything we know, yeah, and not hold back. So the next time to follow this up is then in March, building the funnel based on the content you have built today. But let's dig deep into the second topic, that is content and storytelling. So any questions so far? Does it make sense? So if you have any questions, you can always raise your hand. I come around with a microphone. You can speak German or English. We all understand both, I think. And if you're watching through the live stream, you can just post it in the comments, and then Daniel and Pedram, they're going to read it to us, and I'm going to answer the question. Hey mate, what's up?
Yeah, hi. So a very basic question. What is a second or first time entrepreneur?
So when I was studying psychology, I founded my first startup, and I didn't even know that I was doing that. Yeah, I didn't have the experience of having cycled. Yeah, that's the term I learned. Cycling to me now means having fucked it up at least once and restarted. And having cycled is a really important step in an entrepreneur's life. Because if you're an investor, for example, you don't know how your entrepreneur that you have invested in is going to act once he cycles. And that's why many investors only invest in people who have made that experience. That's what I mean by first time, second time entrepreneur. Yeah. Okay, so how do we get there? How do we get the content out into the world? How do we create it? For this, on the one hand, I would like to use Pirate Skills as a case study this time, because we spend lots of time, as you can see, in this in formulating what storytelling means for us. Nothing here is by accident. The treasure map back there is not an accident. The ship is not an accident. The whole name is not an accident, but it has not always been that way. And I'm going to share how this developed over time, because this was once called the Attraction and Growth Meetup, which nobody could pronounce. So, but to not make it boring for you, I would like to do it live as well. So, any takers for some free coaching here in the room? So, what are you peddling? Yeah, let me come around and share with me, what are you selling or are going to sell? How far is your content marketing at the moment? And why would you need that?
Hi, I'm Anke, and I have an Instagram account and a blog. I'm talking about living life as a wasteless hero. Waste-free. We live with less plastic and with less waste. An eco blog.
So this is way too easy, because you have a story to tell that is so easy to sell I'm so sorry. Anybody else who has a bit more of a challenge? Like doing NGO storytelling is so fucking easy. I don't know what they're doing. They're doing it usually really great. So sorry. Love your watch.
I have an Instagram account about referees of soccer, and we have founded a referee store for equipment and scholarship and education.
All right. So your target group are referees?
Young footballers became soccer referees.
All right, and that means you're limited completely to the people who are who are going to be referees later.
Mostly they don't like referees, but you need to get them to like refereeing.
Ah, okay, that's interesting.
Nobody likes referees.
Should we take this one?
Yes.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, could you please elaborate a little bit?
What do you mean?
So, what's your website?
Our website is on working in process, and but I'm an active football referee, and I have an Instagram account, and I'm trying to do
Let's
some
look at it.
self-marketing.
Let's look at it, okay?
Yes, sure, why not?
So, here is our meta game again. So, you're on Instagram. So, what's the account name?
It's my full name, Ivan Merkar.
Ivan what?
Yes, it's a Croatian name, but it's a little bit difficult.
That's no problem, man. Let's log in. That's my really short password. And I'm super glad it just worked out on the first try. That's usually not happening. So let's go here. Hi Clara. She's from Cologne as well. Ivan.
Yes.
Then
Mrkally.
Y.
There it is.
Like this.
Oh, you find no.
Oh, wait.
Yes,
That's it. Okay. So again, now we see this. You got a decent amount of followers, a good ratio of followers, and people following, not like my personal account. A referee for the Coney FA official. It's do you tweet in German or English?
In German.
In German. Okay, now that's cool. That's totally fine. You have pictures of soccer players, and again, how do you make monies?
Money?
Yeah, money. How do you plan it?
Our plan is to give a special online shop for referee equipment and to sell referee equipments like jerseys, whistles, communication systems, and moreover, we would like to do some acquisition of new referees to digitalize the process of being a referee, because you need to do a course, but we want to do it online as if you go to the driving school, you can do it online, but for now it is not possible to do it for the football referees. And the third thing is education, online education.
What's your audience? Your primary audience?
We have three audiences. We have the young referees who already are referees for the referee equipment store. We have the referees who want to get better and to go up to a higher division. And we have the young soccer players who would like to get referee.
You know how many referees are in Germany?
Yes, 75,000.
Okay, that's the money on the table.
Sorry?
That's the money on the table.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Any competitors that are really good, wild? So that's a good example. Yeah, we can work with. So, thank you very much for volunteering. I will always ask you stuff, and we will try to do it on the fly with you. So, this now leads us into the first section of content creation. To me, that is broken down in 3 other steps. Once I've decided what type of content I want to produce, which platforms will fit this content and my audience, of course, and what tools I can use to actually help me create and share, my life is going to be suddenly a lot easier. Yeah, we spent a lot of time already on the social ads meetup, talking about tools for that. So just to show you how easy it actually is, I don't like this resonance thingy here. here, let me show you how easy it is to actually get those slides. Once you, no, I actually want to go to the slide. Come on, be my friend. Be my friend. So, go back one, go out. It's not working in the, so if I click on it, I get redirected. You might be asked to consent to some cookies. If you don't like that, you press the link in the lower left corner, but I, of course, like to accept it. I want to see my own retargeting ads, right? So, here you now are in the Pirate Skills learning management system. And as you can see, the live stream is already broadcasting, and afterwards it's immediately the recording of the live stream from Facebook. If it does not show up for you, go to Facebook, watch it there. Some people here in the room, like Detlef, had the problem that through ad blockers or the browser they used, they could not see the embed. So, but if you scroll down here, you can see that the slides are in here in full. And if you press down here, you can just download the PDF, yeah? And on the left-hand side, I hope I get out of this spot in a second, because it's super annoying. You see that all the meetups we have done before, like storytelling in December, the growth roadmap, the analytics, the A/B testing, marketing and sales, and this one was the one I was talking about. This is where we go a lot into the tooling and the social ads and how to create cool video ads and all that kind of stuff. So, let's go back. Wonderbra. I'm almost there. So, maybe you've seen this. Gary Vaynerchuk always talks about the different types of content that you can create. And I believe every startup should pick like a major strength of theirs, and it's one of those three: text, video, audio. Let me just tone it down a little bit more. No, maybe it's less annoying now. It's text, video, audio, or other stuff like images and slides and live streams and jiffies and whatnot. Yeah, but choose one of those three as your major. I feel most people have a tendency to either feel comfortable in first thinking about stuff, structuring it in text, and then maybe creating a video, and other people who are more comfortable creating the video first and asking somebody to turn it into a text. Who is in the text, I'm better at writing text category? Who's better in the I'm liking video first? Those are fewer people, but those souls have a way easier time on the interwebs. They just accept that video is the format to go. Yeah, video is the easiest format to produce once you've figured out a system. It automatically creates text because I'm talking, and it could be easily transcribed now what I'm talking into some coherent text. It automatically, in this case, for example, it creates a slide deck and an audio recording as well. But if you only have a text, you might have it easier, and that still works. But SEO compared to the 90s has become incredibly hard, and even their video is really tough to pull off. So let me show you this example of my LinkedIn profile. Yeah, this is where I try to show you how you can encompass video, text, and slides all in one mixture. Yeah, this is now an article of a past meetup from November. I use the cover. That means I have one media already. I have an image. Yeah, the cover from the poster. Nothing fancy. Just create yourself a template in Canva and redo that again and again and again. I have a title. I have not that long text that can easily be scanned through bullet points. And now I got this in here. I got my slides in there. I created them already, and it makes the text much more appealing and refreshing if you focus on different modalities, not only like reading, but also seeing stuff and clicking with it, interacting with it. And since LinkedIn has bought SlideShare and Microsoft has bought LinkedIn, creating this PowerPoint to LinkedIn thingy is really working. Yeah, and you can just scroll through here. Those links are even clickable. Yeah, and now people can easily discover what's on the other side here. And then, of course, since I recorded it, I created an event just for that. You now have this live stream embedded there. And looking at the 5,800 views in a B2B environment, that's pretty cool. Yeah, you don't need many views and many likes if you're in B2B. Or in the referee business, you don't need that. You don't need that many things. So that's how I create from a video, a text, and a slide and an image, all in one piece. Because I have very little time to do all of this. Yeah, I have a great team that supports me with that. But most of the text and the slides, and of course standing in front of this camera, it's still my job. Yeah. And then I created an additional resource where the people can even participate in creating the best resource list on that topic. This is the Pirate Skills Analytics Resources section, which leads you to a public Google document. And now I had one thing, one topic, and created at least 4 really valuable pieces of content out of that. And I think what most people try in content marketing, they think this is a rat race. I'm just churning out one SEO article after another, but that's not working so good anymore. First of all, it's demeaning to the people who create the content. I think it's not at the level where it should be. Just create something valuable, like topic and competence-wise, and try to create as many formats as you can out of that. You have a question about that? No? No, okay. All right, so then the other example I brought for you is the Growth Arctic podcast. I have a podcast with a friend of mine called Henrik Lennartz. Yeah, he would call himself a growth hacker. I call myself a growth marketer, whatever the difference might be. And we create those videos. We do it in my office over there. I have the corner office over there, behind 2 walls here. Yeah? and we just sit down and decide on topics, talk about it, challenge our own thoughts, because we are both pretty fluent and can talk quickly about new, fresh topics. And we put the video on YouTube and parts of the videos maybe on LinkedIn. And then we strip the audio and put it on Spotify, on SoundCloud, on Stitcher, on iTunes, and all the podcast places in the world. And then we have one of our friendly helpers who then creates good show notes out of it, puts an intro and an outro out of it, and makes sure that we didn't mess up the audio too bad. Yeah. When that is messed up, that's usually my fault. Who has seen this podcast so far? So only a couple of people here in this room. So if you're interested in consuming a more conversational thing than this talk type, then try this Growth Arctic podcast. We talk every month, of course. We publish it weekly on every Monday. That gives us a weekly content schedule, which really helps. And that was in the initial thought. Henrik and I were thinking we're getting pretty good at publishing monthly, but we were really bad at publishing valuable stuff on a weekly basis. Yeah. And today I could full-heartedly recommend to most businesses that they position themselves as a thought leader to pick somebody out of the team who's supposed to stand in front of the camera or in front of a microphone and talk about the aspects. But the question is, what to talk about? Yeah, and that's what we are going to dig deep into. So I wanted to show you that. And then, of course, we have stuff like our pirate theme that we can completely pull through on the Instagrams. Yeah, here we have this shot created with a pirate in front, with a blurry thing, and the question is, focus by far my biggest challenge in growing a business. What's yours? Yeah, we can keep this whole that we have this figure. It just didn't. It was created. It was a Jono idea. Jono, can you like say like idea? And it was such a good idea to do this. much to create content without having any actors involved or with us standing in front of the camera all the time, and maybe that makes you think of something too. So let's take the example of the referee. Yeah? What type of content do you think you could create best? You are obviously already good at pictures. What else?
About creating my own content.
Yes.
It would be education stuff for referees.
Video, text, audio.
Video would be probably the best.
Yes. Are you going to do it?
Yes, sure.
When? How?
And most of the time I'm using the stories, the Instagram stories.
Okay. What do you use for recording?
Using my mobile phone. But the plan is maybe to grow, to do a YouTube account about refereeing, and to give some opportunities to educate and to show how to be a better referee and to give some courses.
Yeah.
That's maybe the plan for 2019.
That would be a really good plan, to go full video, because I mean, like, learning how to referee, there needs the visual element, right? And then some text that explains what you actually see on the video, so you got that packed in, and then some pictures that show the process step by step, zoom into the problem zones, and then a YouTube video that essentially goes through this article and explains the different aspects of this specific situation. Yeah, and we come to the topic of formats in a minute. But picking a major type that you want to focus on, with the recommendation to go for video, but I know many of you are not likely to do so. For those of you who would prefer to avoid video, I would go for starting with the text and then creating slides out of them. And then just having an animated slideshow. Yeah, that shows that you are competent in that. And you can also use the PDF, which is a visual medium, and people can click through. So just add this visual element and use a platform like SlideShare to upload your slides. And you will have a much more appealing and simpler time. For me personally, I even like to start with the slides, because slides help me structure my mind best. And based on the slide structure, I create an article. Yeah? And then I create the video, because then I've thought through everything already. Yeah, so I have a Monday and I just do that, nothing else. And the rest of the week is just churning the stuff out. So the next aspect is the platform. Yeah, for me the platform has to have your potential customers on it, our Instagrammers on there. On there. Where else are the referees, in your opinion?
Facebook, you can find them on YouTube.
Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn maybe? Or on less so?
Too young for that.
Too young.
Yes.
Okay. What about Snapchat or Twitter, or is that not cool anymore with those kids?
Twitter, I don't know. Probably there are a few.
Yeah.
But it's not that channel I prefer.
Okay. So.
Snapchat is well really young channel, so depends.
So if he says video is his primary format, it makes total sense to go YouTube for the long form video. 15 minutes, for example, is a good length at the moment on YouTube. But for the 1 minute content, it's great on Instagram. And like everything in between, it's Facebook. Yeah, so it does not hurt you at all to just replicate all the content you currently have on the Facebooks. Yeah, just create a Facebook page and do it there. And it would be also good if you would create a personal profile that stands for that. Yeah. So you also have the choice of building the personal brand instead of the brand. Does the brand have a name potentially?
I try to be an influencer for my own company, which
Yeah.
is incoming.
Becoming your own influencer is, I think, the recommendation number one I've given people in terms of content marketing. One of the people in your team, preferably somebody who's really expert at that, should become the influencer of your own company. Even if you ever plan to do any influencer marketing, we've tried this. Once we have asked like a fashion blogger to connect with other fashion bloggers for influencer deals, everything became easier. The prices for the influencers dropped down, the answers we got were better, becoming your own influencer is such a big idea. Kudos for that. I would recommend that you do both. That you use the brand as a vehicle to build your own brand. But I will promise you this is not going to be your last rodeo. Yeah? And what if your personal account is only that? And you have to restart again. A guy that does this really well is, what's the bold Indian guy? Neil Patel. He's like on startup number 8. Yeah, and he has started to take it really serious because once he's creating another marketing product, every customer is coming along just because it's him. Yeah, and he learned it the hard way. He only built products, and never his personal brand. And like after number 3, he started to learn, shit, I need to build my own personal brand because then I have the advantage of taking that to the next audience. And what if, for example, you want to switch at some point from referees to an additional, very aligned audience? Yeah, maybe the guys who are standing on the side, yeah, or players or whatever, yeah, or goalkeepers. Who knows what you want to do in 5 years? But it's very likely. So I would do both. But that's a good idea. For Pirate Skills, I've started to focus on those platforms. Pirate Skills is in its essence like a B2B business. Yeah. Of course, my target groups are mainly founders and entrepreneurs in companies. But they are easily reached on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is currently is like the easiest playground to generate leads, to get in touch with people who are really influential in companies. If by any chance LinkedIn makes sense, go for it. Why is Xing not on the list? Because I've decided that video is my primary content, and Xing does not even support video. It's laughable. Yeah, I hope it's too big to die yet. Yeah, but I'll keep talking about it, and one day it'll be true. Yeah, and I have the video to prove it. Then Instagram. Why Instagram? It's a B2B business. Instagram is at the moment the social network with the best trajectory. If you would have to bet on one of the B2C networks, currently it has to be Instagram, in my opinion. Instagram, the growth, just look at the Google Trends, it's super linear but non-stop. Yeah? And the whole vibe on Instagram is so much more friendly than on other platforms. And when you have 30,000 followers on Instagram compared to 30,000 fans on Facebook, it's like night and day. On Facebook, you get 50 reactions, and on Instagram, 5,000. It's no joke. The difference is like 10x to 100x. And we have to use this time right now while Instagram is still cool. It won't be like in 3 years, and then we'll see what's cool then. But Facebook, except for Facebook ads, has peaked. Yeah, and building likes on Facebook pages makes sense, like up to 1,000, to just get out of those, oh, I don't have 1,000 fans feeling. But beyond that, I just don't care anymore. Yeah, it's not worth anything. I prefer to pay my audience to get the audience on Facebook. It's incredibly cheap. It's a huge potential. But on Instagram, growing organically is still a really viable option. Then, of course, Facebook. The Facebook event is by far, I've tested so many approaches to getting people into this room, but the Facebook event is by far the most efficient. Who has seen this event on Facebook from this room? Just look around. Yeah, it's like at least half of it. Who's here from meetup.com primarily? A couple? And where's the rest coming from? Who saw it on Eventbrite? Come on. Who's here from my email list? Primarily. Nobody. So, you see. Okay, then the email, YouTube is the next one. We do not focus on YouTube at the moment, but we will in 2019. We just usually upload the content so it's easily shareable and it works for us in terms of SEO. Then email. Email is my favorite place to convert customers. You need to grow an email list. No matter on which social media platform you are on and how good that is, you need to find a way to convert people from here to there. Yeah? You need to have a piece of content that is so enticing for this referee audience that they are willing to exchange their email address for it in a legal way. Yeah? So, I don't know if you even need a website. The most important thing you have to have a website for is maybe for building that email list, yeah, and for having the shop, right? But email lists are the most sustainable channel you can build up, and you can build it up very linearly and very organically while you're paying ads, for example. If you turn off the ads, it's over, but all the emails you have collected, if you have focused your ad spend on building email lists and then selling to people, that's where the money is at the moment, and especially in your business model. Yeah, you need a small email list, like 1,000, 2,000 people, and I think you personally would be already safe, earning enough to live on it. Yeah, 20,000 you can afford like a 4 to 5 people team in that dimension, and then you will be curious about new audiences, I guess. Yeah, so. Then the website, of course, I've shown you, pirateskills.com is on a learning management platform called Teachable. Yeah, it makes it very easy for me to share this content with you, to make it discoverable. And once you are in the matrix and you see how much stuff there already is, you get ideas. Oh, Ben, could we talk about this? Could we talk about that? Right? Then meetup.com. I don't know why. We do not focus on it anymore, but it grows by 50 people per month. I can't do anything about it. It's now at 1,800 people. And it's too good to kill it. Yeah, but the conversion rates from emails on meetup.com just died for me 1 year ago. Yeah, the reach of Meetup has really shrunk. In case you are in the event business, it's still too good, like saying to ignore it. Yeah, but I don't know what they're doing with their 30 developers. This stuff is not changing, but it's good for discoverability. And then we try a lot of other things as well. We always try and test 2 to 3 new channels just to see what's happening. But these are our focus channels. Okay? Do you have any more questions about the topic of content creation and on which platforms? The tools are more in the social ads meetup section if you want to learn more about that. I want to keep the time in focus. And go to storytelling. So do you have any questions about the part content creation? No, none, everything's clear. You're all feeling super comfortable in being able to churn out content now on the right platform, the right type of content on the right platform. So then let's go for storytelling. So the question to me is first always why? Why should we even care about storytelling? And how can we use frameworks? I always like to use mental models that make it easy for me to follow along and that have already proven themselves in the marketplace. And then how do I generate lots of content ideas out of that? And I will share again with you the content ideas we developed, how we rated them, how we categorized them, and what's happening now. And I think most of you must be here because of the content marketing the Pirate Skills team has been putting out. There's no other way you could have been here in this room. And it's like Wednesday night. You could be sitting and chilling at home. Instead, you're here in this a bit too warm room that lacks oxygen. Yeah? Thanks for that. So what I try is with storytelling, first thing, clarify my message. This is the most important thing that storytelling does for me. Making it extremely clear who's my audience. You said that you had 3 audiences. Pick one. Tell a story for them, focus on them, and maybe have a side story for the other ones. Yeah? Then find ways that resonate with the people there. We had a name change 3 times. I'm going to show you in a second. And the difference in resonance, once we went for the pirate skills thing, it was night and day. It made everything so much easier. It was not that particularly more people showed up, but the reactions and the actions I got out of them and the topics we talked about after the meetup was so much more interesting. And the last thing is content marketing takes a shit ton of time and effort. And if you don't align it properly and simplify it for yourself, It's a rat race. You always feel like you're in this content marketing rat race and you're not coming out of it. I think storytelling is one of the best tools to help you with that. So, to start again with the pirate skills example, what's up with the pirate skills thing? So in the 70s somewhere, Steve Jobs said, why join the Navy when you can be a pirate? Yeah. So this pirate thing went on way earlier, yeah, than we are here. I didn't invent this, the Pirate Summit didn't invent it. Then the R metrics from Dave McClure came out in 2007. This is still, you see that poster in the back? We are captains of R, yeah? Acquisition, activation, retention, referral, revenue. This is the major growth marketing framework for our user life cycle that we use. That is from 2007, yeah? And then 2010, my dear friends from the Pirate Summit team. Is anybody here from the Pirate Summit team? They were here during the day, but not in this evening. They now moved into this office space. I'm so happy to see them here. I had the great luck that a friend really pulled me to this first event, to the first Pirate Summit. And this was like the second startup event I've been to. And starting with this level of people around me changed the course of my life. Yeah, I found a co-founder there. I found 7 digits investment there. This meetup would not exist, not under the name, but the general meetup would not exist. They didn't want to do it. I was asking them like, guys, please, can you do a meetup? Yeah, where entrepreneurs like us can meet that has the same spirit as the Pirate Summit in a monthly format. They didn't want to do it. And I asked them, like, later asked them, can I use the name Pirate Skills? Because I didn't want to step on their feet. Yeah, and they said, that's cool, that's fine. And they even topped it off today. They asked me to be the ambassador for the Pirate Summit for Germany from today on. So if you want to get, if you don't have an access code yet, and you think you're a pirate and want to go to the Pirate Summit, send me a message, yeah? So then, 2016, we started this thing exactly 3 years ago. March actually was the first one. Yeah, so it was 36 times now in February. And this is where this journey started. And we had this name evolution that was really annoying. I was enamored with this book that I'm still recommending the most today. It's called Traction. Yeah? And I didn't want to have this growth hacker thing. This could have been the growth hacking meetup clone. Yeah? And I just hate the word. I really hate it. I always get the label. I can't get rid of it. But to me, it represents the short fix, the short-term fix. I'm not doing this. I'm the garden of growth. Yeah. Then everybody couldn't pronounce it, and nobody used it, and we started to use the hashtags we used, which was growth CGN. Yeah. Growth CGN. At some point, I noticed the reach of the live stream. The second most, the biggest audience was in America and in Australia. And I could never imagine like to increase this brand out of Cologne with this word, growth CGN. But in the meantime, it was exported by Pedram, can you raise your hand, to growth Bonn and to growth Düsseldorf. Yeah, by some other people that I really loved that they wanted to export this format to other cities. But that was the point when Jono and I were sitting down like, this is really serious what we're doing here. We are influencing people. Let's take this whole storytelling business more serious. And we, I don't know how many names did we have on the whiteboard?
Oh, at least 4 or 5, yeah.
40 or 50, so probably like growth skills was almost the one that won. But then I was like, I know, it's pirate skills. Yes. And to me it was resonance. It was immediate. I could feel this. Yeah. So out of that came a lot of good stuff. It made it so easy for us, like the growth marketing treasure map. Yeah, it's so obvious with this metaphor to have a map that shows the customer life cycle and where you can actually see how people are moving from the north to the south, how you acquire customer, how you activate them, how you keep them around, which we call retention, how you generate referrals, how you make more revenue than you have paid for the whole process before. Yeah? And because I'm a geek, I of course needed the analytics tower on the map. And that's what I said. That's the setup you need to find your treasure, right? And that couldn't have worked with most other brands. This is way too colorful. I still think it's too colorful, yeah? And the girlfriend of my brother, please raise your hands, Daniel. Yeah, the photographer, Tina. Hello, Tina. She drew the map for me. And this simplified and clarified the complicated model that Dave McClure put out in this slide deck that looks sadly super ugly. Yeah, but this makes sense to me in my mind. And I've seen even speakers at this event just pick up this model and show the user flow in their thing. So, in your case, again, storytelling, yeah? Have you thought about doing any kind of, have you thought about storytelling in the content creation and the whole business before?
In the beginning not, but during the process of creating content, yes.
Okay, so what are you thinking about when you think about storytelling for referees? What's the story?
It's my personal story. I was a football player, but I was a really, really bad football player. I was always complaining about the referee and how bad he is refereeing and that I could do it better. And I started a challenge, got to the course and became a referee and saw the potential. And I had more talent for refereeing, and then I stopped playing football and got being referee.
Very cool. Yeah, that's cool. That's a good story to be able to tell when you start a business, right? So, let me introduce you to the storytelling frameworks that will make your life much easier. So, in general, the whole storytelling frameworks work like this. Yeah, there's a guy or girl who's living in status quo land. Oh, this is so annoying. So, and he wants to get here to the other side, to his goal, and become a little pirate and be able to say "arr," yeah. But the problem, why he's not already at point B, is that that there are obstacles in his way, yeah. And those obstacles could be all kinds of things. They could be big things, small things. They keep them from there, yeah. Why are you not already the best referee in the world league? Yeah, you can easily answer that. Yeah, like, oh, I like the education, I like the experience, I would need to know this, I would need to know that. And those problems could be stuff like, oh, I don't have a website yet. Ah, shit, I don't have any traffic. Oh, I have no funnel. Or even worse, I have no revenue, or not enough revenue yet to support my team, and so I still have to enslave myself and work for an employer. Yeah, basically it's always this. And once you understand that your business is actually supporting this guy to move over those obstacles, to go here, life becomes much easier in content creation land. Yeah, and the people that expressed this the best to me were Simon Sinek and Donald Miller. Yeah. Those are my book recommendations for today. I'm always asked to give recommendations. So start with Why by Simon Sinek. You can watch the 15-minute TED Talk. It essentially contains as much information as the whole book. Yeah, where it just repeats himself a lot. Sorry, Simon. But your new stuff is really great. And he has this model, why, how, what. He calls it the golden circle. This is to me the simplest storytelling framework. He says, he always takes Apple as an example. They talk about why do people want an iPod? They want 1,000 songs in their pocket. So what does Microsoft do? You got 32 gigabytes, 255 kilobytes per second translation rate, and blah 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 blah. Techno-bubble talk that nobody cares about. What you want is 1,000 songs, not songs, songs in your pocket. Maybe you want the songs in your pocket. Yeah. Focus on the why, on the purpose of the business, why do people want to become referees? Yeah? Why are you in the business? Why are you so passionate about doing this? If you fail to answer the why because you are selling toilet paper on Amazon that you drop shipped out of China, yeah, do this business for 1 year, earn some money, and then do something you love. Yeah? I have blogs about how to treat pimples, orchids, drones, esports. I don't care about those anymore. Esports I still care about. Yeah, Pirates, CSGOskills.com is one of my favorite websites I built with an app that really helps you to become a better Counter-Strike player. Yeah, very important. I very much believe in the future of esports for our youth. Yeah, and I don't think it deserves the disrespect that most people give esports. Yeah, it's like modern chess, in my opinion, but it doesn't yet have the reputation to do that. So focusing on the why, then the how. How do you fulfill that purpose, that why? And then, only then start talking about what you talk about. Check out the book, it's really valuable. That to me is the simplest storytelling framework. Yeah? Let me just presume what your why, how, and what could be. Your why is you had this frustrating experience in the past, and you saw how little information was out there to become a better referee. And you saw that so many people are not even interested in becoming referee because referees have such a bad reputation. Maybe that's because they make so many mistakes, and you can really make a difference in changing that. Yeah, so your purpose could be creating a world in which referees are not booed out of the stadium, and it's a career that soccer players like to aspire to and that they respect. Yeah. How do you do it? You do it through merch, through education, through inspiration on your Instagram account, and what you do concretely is you talk about how to become a better referee and provide people with an online course that could do that. Yeah. So simple, why, how, and what. If he only talks about, yeah, I'm building an online course for referees, that's we get knocked out. Yeah, we like, it's not for me. Yeah, but we can sympathize with the referees getting booed out of the stadium. Yeah, and none of us wants that. We don't think that's very sporty, and we might listen then. The other framework I want to focus on tonight, and that we talked about in the December meetup already, is building a story brand, or the story branding framework from Donald Miller. Donald, this book, I don't like soft topics usually. Yeah, I didn't like branding and storytelling 2 years ago because I thought, analytics is way cooler, and performance marketing and email marketing, it just drives money, and that's the shit. Yeah? But once you have figured out the mechanics of online marketing, there's nothing left. You know your shit. Yeah, you're an architect, you can build great houses. The only question that remains is, which houses should I build? Yeah, what do I do with the tools that are now in my hand? Do I do something worthwhile that is really driven by purpose? Or do I do just random shit because I'm bored otherwise? Yeah? So, to me, it all comes down to this. And this book gives me a clear framework that I can use. And this framework looks, in essence, like this. You can pick up all of those slides that I'm going to show you on the mystorybrand.com website, where he has the whole thing for free. Yeah, not the whole book, but a whole mini software where you can put your own chisel in. It's even quite usable on mobile if you want to check it out now. So the general idea is this. I just showed you the guy who runs from A to B. He's much, much more eloquent on this A to B process. Yeah? Every story he says has a character. A guy who might want to become a soccer player, who's frustrated, who might want to become a referee but is not sure yet. He has a problem. He's not good enough to remain a soccer player, but he wants to stay there. Then he meets a guide. Yeah? Which guide did you meet? Did you meet anybody who supported you on the way?
Yes, sure.
Yeah, like who was the Yoda for you?
To be honest, was the guy who got me to the course and to educate me.
That's great. That's great.
Like
That's great. So he gave you probably a plan. do this course. Yeah, I'm solving a problem. And he told you, he called you to action. Do this, because if you do it, you will succeed. You will become a better referee. You will be still able to stay in the soccer world. But if you don't, the world is going to end. And you will be out of soccer forever and you have to play basketball. Yeah? So that would be fair. Every story, every single series you're going to watch, you can watch through this filter and already predict what's happening. Yeah? An example is we got Luke Skywalker. Oh, I have to ask, who does not know Star Wars? I love you guys. Thank you very much. Yeah? So, we have Luke Skywalker, but Luke Skywalker is a pretty lousy dude. He's just an average Joe farm boy with no special skills. And he has the problem, the evil empire is after him. They killed their parents, he's pissed, he wants to take revenge. Yeah? He meets some guys, Yoda and Obi-Wan, and they tell him to trust the Force. Yeah? If he trusts the Force and fights the evil empire, he has the chance that he might destroy the Death Star. If he does not destroy the Death Star, the rebellion is crushed and Darth Vader and the Emperor will rule over the galaxies. Yeah? It's pretty fatal. Yeah? This is a very exaggerated story, but every story is like that. The thing here that most businesses do wrong, they want to be Luke Skywalker. They present themselves as the hero of the story, not the guide. Yeah? And then Donald Miller's suggestion is to always present yourself as the guide on the sideline of the journey of the hero, not as the hero themselves. It always is arrogant to put yourself, and on the other side, you are this whooshy douchebag who's level 1, yeah, at the moment, and you're not the level 30 master yet. So there's no good reason to do that. So think about it. If you want to become a referee, yeah, again, how does this apply to you? Who's the character and who's the Yoda in this story? And what is the problem the referee has? And now, Dan Miller goes deeper and lets you fill out this complete framework. And we just go through, those are the steps we just saw in the story, yeah? And he elaborates on the different steps. For example, he says the character always has a desire. I'll zoom into every part. There is no, if your soccer player does not want to become a referee and is not frustrated, there's no story. Yeah, he's not your target group. You might start a big marketing campaign to tell everybody to think that smoking is cool, and you create a need that is completely nonsensical, but you need a couple of billion for that to do. Yeah, it actually works. It's a ridiculous idea that it works, but it does. He needs to want something. You need to be able to put that into words. Then he has a problem. And it's really easy if you can vilify somebody in your I don't know, in the area where you're working in. For me, for example, I like to vilify the corporate guy. Not the people who work in the corporate, but the people who hold back the innovative people in bigger companies. We all know those people, right? The guys that never accept new ideas, that present them as their own if they do, and that generally hold back innovation. Yeah, this is my personal nemesis. And I will, like, if I meet that guy in the corporate office, he sees it in my eyes that he's my nemesis. Yeah? And I try to get along with him as long as he complies. No, just kidding. Then he has external and internal problems. Yeah, for example, what's the villain in your case, with the soccer case? Let's think about it. Who is the evil guy? Who's Lord Voldemort? It's the referee that makes a mistake, but yeah, that's not good. If you pick the referee as the villain, no hero will try to aspire to that. So maybe the villain is not the right category. So he might have, yeah, do you have an idea?
Yes, I have an idea. It could be the certification process of getting and becoming a
maybe
referee.
the FIFA is the evil villain. Ah, that's
And you want to
interesting.
make that process
So
That
he,
could be an internal.
so he has external problems, like he has to do examinations and they're really hard. He has internal problems because now his soccer friends thinks he's a wuss. Yeah, because he now becomes a referee. He went over to the evil side. Yeah, and maybe there is a philosophical problem about this, where you say like society, like I said with the esports, for example. There is this notion that esports is not as valuable as skiing or soccer playing, which is totally ridiculous. But and I can tell you that it's unfair, and I can talk about this philosophical thing. That is good content, yeah, to talk about, and it elevates your status as the thought leader in this whole thing. So think about how you can apply this to your case. I have this guy who comes here regularly, Detlef. He's talking about paletten. Can you translate paletten? The wooden things that are always transported in big trucks and where you put stuff on. What do you call them? Pallets. Pallets. You hear that? He's talking about fucking pallets in a way that is so passionate. You wouldn't believe it. Yeah. So don't come to me and say no. I can do it for my business. My business is too boring. I will send you to Detlef. Yeah, raise your hand, please. Raise your hand. Okay, thank you very much. So then he meets a guide, and the guide has to have two things. You already have one, empathy, because you have been in the situation. You have to come down. You cannot say like, I'm high and mighty and I can teach you online marketing. I'm telling you, I am still a wuss. I'm on the process of becoming better, and I just share what I have known, and I hope to learn from other people as well. But you also have to show authority. Have you proven to qualify referees? Have you made their game better? Do you have testimonials of people telling you that? You can very consciously build those. So, next thing is he gives you a plan. Usually it's a process here. This is a process of the certification. You can do it all online. You don't have to do it offline anymore. Or you can make an agreement, like if you buy this course, you can just improve your referee game over time with a one-time payment, for example. After you have given them the plan, you have to tell them that they should actually do it. Just putting the course out for the referees is not going to make people do that. You have to tell them, you need to buy this. Or you have to tell them, read this free referee cheat sheet where I show you the statistically most frequent mistakes that referees in your league do. Yeah, that is a really cool thing to have, and that would build trust. That is an indirect call to action, a transitional call to action that gets them on a mailing list. But then you also need to tell them, buy my shit. Yeah, buy the jersey, buy this, buy that. Yeah, but mixing the transitional with the direct. When I tell you to come here, it's transitional. When I tell you to buy my course, which does not exist because I'm talking about this since 1.5 years, that would be direct. That would be direct. So, and then you make it clear what he gets out of it. Yeah, when he has success, he'll be a respected referee, being less booed out of the stadium. Great thing. But if he does not, he will be the scum of the earth, of the soccer world. Yeah, and this always is a transformation. And there's always this from wuss soccer player to respected referee. Yeah, from unknowledgeable to super expert who supports other referees as well. There's always this transformation, A to B, A to B, A to B, all along this thing. So that's the whole board again, just to review it. He has video tutorials explaining everything, so I would highly recommend you just check it out and do it for you not only once but twice or thrice. I've done it now like 5 to 6 times for pirate skills. I always discover another layer, a better way to resonate with my audience, a more important problem, a more exciting audience, a better plan, a better call to action. So, out of this, you can generate infinite good ideas for content marketing. Once you have done this, and the process, the A to B, the transformation of your customer is clear, you will be bursting with ideas. You write them all down in a big ass list. You cluster them, you rate them, and then you make a schedule. Let me share on how I do that. requirement is that you have that you pick one of those two story frameworks, whichever you like better, and just fill it out, and you will be in this mood. Oh my God, I don't know what to talk to them about first. Yeah, and you have to make a decision because you only have one social media slot per day. If you follow my recommendation of posting daily, no matter in which business you are. But brainstorming ideas, I do in this region. Like, which problems did he have? Yeah, he's going from A to B. Name all the problems, and every problem could be a book usually. Yeah. Then, what are your specific steps in the plan you give them? What are the consequences of success and failure? The steps of the transformation. And what I always love to do, if I were to write a book about this, it would have this chapter structure. And most of you people have already books in your industry that you are talking to. So what I do is I go to Amazon and I look into the table of contents of the books of the experts in my industry. And I write all the topics down, yeah, as an inspiration, not to copy them, yeah. When I did the pimple and the orchid stuff, I just borrowed the 5 best books on the topics out of the library. Yeah, I didn't want to buy them back then, and started to combine the best advice into more understandable, web-friendly, SEO-friendly content pieces. Yeah, and they outranked most other people. So, how does this look like for pirate skills? This is already the sorted ranked list. I first wrote them down all in one column. This is just a Google Doc, yeah? But then you have good ideas and you have bad ideas. And you have ideas that just take way too much time. So I had ideas like, in the beginning, share other people's content. That is a recommendation you get a lot. Share a third of other people's content. I agree with that. If it's like an influencer deal, I share your shit, you share mine. Yeah, that's really good. But then talk about other companies and posting about jobs, people that are interested in hiring. That's not valuable for my audience. That would be actually taking something away from them, maybe. Yeah, I'm usually asked, do you know some good online marketers? And I can refer you to them, and that would be valuable for you again. But then the second tier of ideas were like resources, articles, stuff we tried but that didn't resonate. Best of old content, you can not only share your articles once but multiple times. Recommending books, actually not bad. Picture galleries, experiment reviews, collaboration. Actually those ideas now sound pretty good. But I've got so many better ones, and once I'm flowing out with ideas, I have to start picking and choosing because I only have so many slots in the week to post stuff. So the next better ones were like event summaries. Yeah, after this event, I should simply be writing a summary of this and publishing that. That is a total no-brainer. That is what I showed you on the LinkedIn article. Yeah, it's already done. Yeah, doing that, not doing that is stupid. Yeah. Creating something downloadable, like these slides. Having drawings and animations. Just a question, like you saw those animations and drawings, if you liked them, please raise your hand. Who thought they were like utterly stupid? Just be honest. Okay. I can.
I just want to raise my hand for the photo, sorry.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Doing drawings and animations, pushing challenges. This month I'm having the first challenge for you guys. Learning and resources skills, I'm always asked for that. Doing polls and surveys to understand what the most important questions are. If you join the Facebook group, you will see at the beginning of every month, I ask everybody, what are your questions about this topic? And people can vote on those questions, and I can customize my presentations to the questions and have the most votes. Automatic content marketing ideas generated for me, essentially. The sharing the pirate skills journey, this is this hexagon thing, yeah, and talking about that makes total sense. Having a giveaway, why am I not doing giveaways? Yeah, it's every YouTuber in the world has understood this, but Ben, yeah? Give stuff away, yeah, and people will like it. And we have so much to give away here. What does it hurt me if one more person sits in my workshop and they could be in there for free? And most of the people who are sitting here would be quite interested in that. having this pirate figure format, yeah, that was such a breakthrough for us in terms of content marketing. And not going with Lego, but like with a French handmade company. They're just as expensive as Legos. Legos have become incredibly expensive, but I don't worry about the IP problem so much. Then having a free course promo. I have this online course now with the last 20 or like 15 meetups with slides. Why do I not promote it? I don't currently. Yeah, I'm just in a meetup. I'm stupid. I should be doing that. Creating a lead magnet, doing event videos and live streams, sharing a growth hack per week about the topic of my month, and then talking about the team and the office. I would have put the team and the office part in the 2-star category, but whenever we share on Friday, which is our team day, stuff about that, it gets the most interactions and likes on LinkedIn and on Instagram. I don't know why. I respect my audience. I just do, in that case, I do what they want. I share more transparently what we are doing as a team. Yeah? But these are still not the 5-star ideas. Now I have to kick a lot of those out because I have to focus on these. The most important content idea that I ever had is this meetup. Yeah? Creating this, getting people together, building a community that is real and meaningful and that connects the people here in this room. Best idea I had so far. Then delivering workshops where we can go a whole day deep into those subject lines. Then creating the growth sprint, which is a format just before this meetup. We just sat here the whole day and worked in a focused environment. Just work on your growth challenges, and if you need help, guys like me and Fabian are around. Yeah, and Peter, he's also often there. Then creating a podcast is much more important than all of this on the left-hand side. Sending out the newsletter, pushing ads. I'm like 95% sure that so many people raised their hands here for the first time was I did a bit more Facebook ads than usual. Yeah, I spent I think €200 in a broader audience than I would normally do, and this gives me the chance. First of all, we are a much better gender-wise mixed group than we usually are. Yeah. If you're in your own filter bubble and you want to break out, ads are a great idea because it's very neutral, it's very agnostic of that. Then having these slides, having an article, having the treasure map, and giving talks in other places. Those are really by far the best things, and if I would only do the left-hand side on a weekly basis, I would be doing the most important content marketing. So, once you have created your list, be ruthless about deciding what's working for you and what's not working. Make experiments, and if you are surprised by how well it's working, rate it higher, and if you are disappointed, rate it lower. But keep experimenting, keep trying new content ideas. But in order to actually implement that into your day-to-day work, you need to schedule it. Yeah, and for me, what I do is this mess. Yeah, this is every line represents a weekday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then on Monday, the podcast begins again. Above that, there are usually all the channels like emails and Facebook and Instagram. Each channel represents one. On Monday, we push the podcast on every single channel. Why? Because the podcasting algorithm rewards a push in the beginning. While an event promotion, like I have here, is not rewarded if I push it out. It's super annoying if you see on every single channel that you are connected with me, on one day, all the messages I have about this event, and that's it. It's much more efficient if I space it out. Monday there, Tuesday there, da da da. This is why you see, he's switching this up a little bit. Yeah, and I have the philosophy of having one social media post per day. You could do more, but at the moment it's hard to recommend less. Yeah, if I were to tell you that creating 3 Instagram posts and 6 stories would be the best, I could tell you that you would still not do it, I think. Yeah, but it would be the best. If I were the referee thingy, I would do 3 Instagram posts and 6 stories every day. Yeah? How often do you post at the moment?
Lazy one. Once a week.
Yeah, don't. Yeah? Think about formats. And you see that this is a very limited amount of formats that I had to pick from this list before. I only have 1 slot per day. I don't want to, for example, I don't need to spam every channel every day. Like LinkedIn does not need to be spammed every day, even though for growing an audience, it's much better to spam LinkedIn every day than just once a week, even though your inner, I don't know what, I have it too, is holding you back because you think your people will be annoyed. No, the algorithm will solve that problem for you. Yeah, if people are not engaging with your content, they will see less of it. If they're engaging with it, they will see more of it. And the most frequent request from good YouTube channels and podcasts is, could you please do something daily? Pedro.
Something that I want to add is understand which channels are the evergreen channels, for example, like YouTube, blog, and stuff. And every other channel that is not evergreen, that means that your content is not going to be found after 2 or 3 days. Spam them, like put a post every day.
So I see some questioning faces. Instagram stories are gone 24 hours later. Just spam the shit out of them. Yeah, it's no problem to have 6 active Instagram
Let's
stories.
not use the word spam.
Yeah, that's not. That's a good suggestion. That's really good. Like, post 6 times per day.
Share value.
Share value. That's so much better, Pedro. It's all about the story you are telling, right? So, spreading the content, which is the last part, I always try to be very systematic about it so I don't waste my time. Yeah, I try to get as much support with that and try to create as many content pieces from one good idea as possible. Yeah. Then I ask myself, how often do I want to post? I wrote post. I'm so glad I didn't write spam. and then the question I asked, like, should I automate or not? Let me make that last one quick. Don't in the beginning. Yeah. Get a feel for your audience, interact with them, engage. If you want to automate on LinkedIn, do that, but only until the first interaction. Yeah, and then stay human. It's much more rewarding, and it gives you a feel for the accounts, for the Facebook, for the Instagram. If you just push everything through buffer, you lose touch with your audience. So, what's my system? My system looks like this. I have the rule of creating 1 good content piece per week, a major content piece. Yeah, this would be an article or a video, or an audio podcast, for example. And then I spread it through all relevant channels that I have on my list. I have my focus channels, but then I have some test channels. In this case, let's take the podcast. I would share it on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, send it to my email list, and put it on my website. That has many implications. I have a Facebook page. I have an Instagram profile. I have a YouTube account. I have a MailChimp or Intercom or whatever email list. And I have a website. Get those stuff in order so that you're able to spread that content and share that value. And then, like, let's say I do this on Monday, this I would be doing on Tuesday. Yeah? But this only takes maybe 2 hours, while this thing up here costs you a day, usually, depending on the quality of content you are producing. So after that, just pushing this out once through the social medias is a poor use of your content. There are so many other places where you can syndicate the good stuff you have built, and this is where it makes sense to build less, even slower, but better stuff, because you can now push it with ads. Yeah, when you have something worthwhile, like the referee cheat sheet, yeah, push this through Facebook and Instagram story ads and let them swipe up or do some lead ads and ask them to download the stuff. Yeah, on a landing page or directly in Facebook. Yeah, there are ad formats that allow you to immediately get the email address and the name of the person without them having to do anything else. It's called a lead ad. Ads at the moment are incredibly cheap. Yeah, we are going to talk in May much more about paid and non-paid traffic. But at the moment, look at Instagram story ads, Facebook ads, and native advertising through stuff like Outbrain and Taboola. Yeah, just take them as keywords and Google them. Then there are other people, stakeholders, influencers, business partners, other people with email lists who might be interested in doing that, pushing your content as well. Why? Because everybody in this room has initially the problem, I don't know what to post about. I know you don't have that problem now anymore. But before tonight, you had this problem, why does not free content just come to me and I can share it? That's what you are going to be able to do now. You have this great referee guide. Why don't you ask 6 soccer players to share it? If it's cool, they will. Yeah? And if it's not cool enough to be shared, don't create it. Yeah? That's a lesson I needed to learn. Do not create, in B2B, I do not create one piece of content that I would not use for the sales process. If I think this is not worthy sending my client, I do not publish it. Yeah? In B2C, it's like if another guy doesn't think this is cool, I don't publish it. So these partners, and then the whole interweb is full with questions and answer sites, like Reddit, like gutefragen.de, like everything. Answer with your article, with your video, just reshare it. The penalty for duplicate content is so small compared to the traffic and referrals you get from sharing the content. It's incredible, like factor 6, 7, if you do this, if you are willing to share your content without any boundaries. Don't do this 2-line and read the rest here. Yeah, just share the whole thing to build credibility in a community, and then you can start spamming links, posting links.
I have a question. I've heard in another presentation from IHK that you always should post on the website, the whole content, and then just link through each network. What do you think of that?
Yeah, so I just repeat for the live stream. The suggestion is post on your website first and then only link to the content of your website. From an SEO perspective, this is the best way to do it. Yeah? But from a building trust perspective, yeah, it's not the best way to do it. And even from an SEO perspective, imagine you are a forum admin, you're a community manager, and a new guy comes in, he just spams a link. What do? Kick him out. Yeah? What if the guy comes in, the first 6 posts he posts is really valuable, high-end answers, and then he posts a link? No problem. We have this drone website called drone.de, and the forums started to just refer back to us, and we started to implement their forum into our website. Yeah, because we just shared our knowledge about drones freely, and they appreciate that about their audience because we created free content and engagement for their customers. So they were very, very happy to link back to us. Yeah, so both ends. Yeah, from a pure technical point of view, the IHK was right. Yeah, and just have a good mix between backlinking and just free value sharing.
Something about that question that I've learned very early from Ben is really respect the platforms as its own. So if you, for example, reshare a video from YouTube to your LinkedIn or to your Facebook, it won't perform as well as if you would do it on the platform yourself. So in my opinion, don't reshare.
Yeah, so the idea of resharing is I can get my fans from Facebook to YouTube and my YouTube fans to Facebook. Do that like in a 10% way, and the rest respect the platform. And just do it on the platform. Treat it like an outpost of your castle. Yeah? That deserves its own attention. So, I already talked about the frequency. I think in 1 standard content piece per week, and I think in 1 exceptional content piece per week. If you are a small business, if you are not in a community content driven way, if you want to talk about this, and if you want to hear more, we should be having Sven up here. Yeah, he was deeply involved with Chef Koch, one of the most profound. That's correct, right? He's one of the most profound community-driven websites about recipe sharing. Yeah, that most of the content is created by the people, and you have a frequency probably of 100 per day. Yeah, we are normal people, 5 people, teams at a max. We need to create our own content. That is the speed I would go for. Yeah, even if you are a solo person, one good content piece, one article per week, one great piece of content like a cheat sheet, something downloadable, something lead magnet worthy per month. One social media post per day on every social media platform without exception, rather go higher. And one email per week in B2B, maybe every other week. Or if you have a good reason, or you have a super high touch business with deal sizes upward of 50,000, maybe then go less. Yeah, but otherwise, people would just forget you. That's my recommendation on frequency. Please adjust this to what's normal in your industry. Yeah, and double it. This is still the Pirate Skills meetup. So let's wrap this up. We now focused on how to create content, how to use storytelling to create better content that is more streamlined and aligned, and how to spread that content. Yeah, that being wrapped up. Do you have any question? We have a small other part after that, but I would like to finish like in 10 minutes.
What I'd like to know is, if you start out as a solo, how much time would you allocate to content marketing?
1 day of your
1 day a week, so 20%.
Yep.
Okay.
It's really hard to do, yeah, because if your daily rate, 1K, you're investing 1K. I like to have one content B on my team, yeah, so I can stand in front of the camera, but I don't have the transcription, the editing, the publishing. Get somebody on board for that if you're one person. But still, if I could, I would do 2 days of content production, because content is the long-term investment. If you're just building SEO content, it's tough. Go down in the time. But if you're really building trust and relationship building content towards scalable products at the end, it's such a good long-term investment. You know, to go from 1 to 2. I'm trying to go from 1 to 1.5 days. Yeah, but it's also really hard for me. So I'm interested. If you have a question, hit me now. But what are like insights for you that you gained today? Yeah, if you have something that you said like this was like an eye opener, could you please raise your hand and share, so we just get 2 or 3 people who share what are insights that you gained today that you did not expect maybe. I grab a beer in the meanwhile. Yeah.
Yes, I think the 1/5 content marketing rule is very interesting. You dropped 1 minute ago, and the thing evergreen is also a very, very nice piece of advice.
Anybody else? Yeah, let me go through. Ka-ching. If you're on the live stream, send me an email or write in the comments. Was it Moritz, you?
What I found really helpful was the idea of the hero story, and thinking about what's the plan that we offer, and who's the villain, and what's the problem of our hero that we are trying to solve. I think that's very helpful, thinking about that again and again and again, because I think that may change over time as well, because once you solve one problem, you have to start to solve another problem, because otherwise you are not sustainable. So I think that was a really good advice for me.
Anybody on this side? Yeah, last one.
Maybe the balance between the quality of the content that you create, that you have one piece that is really, really good and people want to take away, and then just hit them with any kind of stuff that might come to your mind during the week.
Yeah, but remember that I told you to rate your ideas and preferably post 5-star and 4-star stuff, you know? And you will be bursting with those ideas. And if you just have a list, I have a list for myself, like the list I just showed you. And whenever I don't know what to post, I look at this list. What could be a cool 5-star thing or 4-star thing to do today? But I usually try to plan ahead. So I would really like to welcome you to continue this journey with Pirate Skills. As I said in the beginning, this this is part 2 of a curriculum that repeats every 6 months. And every topic stands for its own, but they're also building blocks that support each other really great. So I would love to invite you to come to the funnel building next one. But if you want to go deeper on the content marketing and storytelling stuff and really want to do it for your own business, I think we still have like 3 slots for the workshop. It's a full-day workshop on February 20th. It's only 250 bucks. I really try to make it as accessible as possible and spend a whole day with you who would like to go deep into this, yeah, on January 7th. So the next meetup is then again about funnel building for us pirates. It's the free meetup. We're going to talk on how you go from traffic to leads to sales. It's going to be on March 6th. The rhythm is the first Wednesday of the month. Yeah. Before this time, we want to give you a monthly challenge for this upcoming event. So if you write an email to challenge@pirateskills.com and send me a sketch of your funnel that you currently have, or if you don't have one yet, but then please write it in the email. I would like to talk about that funnel. I want to pick one of those funnels. It could look like this. This is a funnel, for example, that I just told you about, the Facebook ads that lead to a Facebook event, that leads to Eventbrite, that zaps you into Intercom, and it gives you an email if you consented. And then from email, you go everywhere else. If you make such a sketch, and which would be willing to share this with us until February 28th, we would then like to present that and discuss that funnel at the upcoming meetup. Maybe we can take 1, 2, or 3, and the winner will get a free access to a workshop of your choice from this cycle. Okay? So, out of curiosity, who would be interested in sending me their funnel out of this room? Is it a good idea? Is it a bad idea? Okay, it's like a medium idea. Okay. I will increase the stakes over time. Let's see how well this works. So after the meetup, or before the meetup, we always have the growth sprint, where you have the chance to just work here with mentors for a day, just for 50 bucks. Just sit here today in the morning, come here at 10. We usually have the startup breakfast before, so you can grab something to bite. And just sit in this room with us, with tables, and work your ass off for one day. Get out of the office and have some focus time. Always get this feedback that the growth sprint is the best time just to get focus work done. And if you have a stumbling block like, shit, my MailChimp is not connecting with Facebook, I just come around to help and fix that with you. Yeah? So then of course we have the upcoming workshop, but that's not what I want to talk about. At the end of the season, yeah, of those 6 cycles, we want to have one big ass party. Yeah, we don't want to do just another meetup for conversion optimization. We want to do a big ass bar camp. We want to get people to share in sessions their own experiences. We're going to have at least 18 sessions of highly strategic and tactical growth marketing stuff from you, and we will also invite other people and experts who are willing to share and that you can ask. A bar camp is a format where the topics are chosen at the beginning of the day, and you can vote for your own topics, and you can choose the one of 3 sessions that you can go to. It will be happening in this room, and that, and in that. So if you're interested in that, all the tickets and everything is on pirateskills.com and on the Eventbrite website. One of my favorite events is going to start this year on June 26th, and they open up registration. It's called the Pirate Summit. I don't think I can say more good things than I've already done. If you think that you are a pirate, like you feel that you have the entrepreneurial blood in you and you want to connect with other people who think the same way you do or a bit different, and that's good, then please send me a message to ben@pirateskills.com and we will have a chat and I will get you hooked up with an access code to that. In order for us to connect tonight, let's connect on LinkedIn if you like. Let me show you this little growth hack. Can I have my phone? Please, guys, open your LinkedIn if you want to connect. Yeah, and follow this here. So This is a nice thing if you're at a conference or if you're ever giving a talk. If you hit the network button, the second one on the left, at the bottom, and then say find people nearby at the top, it will find the people that are nearby who have their Bluetooth on, which you also need to have. And in a moment, people will show up here. Do you see that? And we can all connect among each other and support each other. Do you see them? Holger Lenz is up here. Thank you. I will connect. Frank Poser. Why are we not connected yet? That's really that's troubling. Lara, let's connect. Yash. Dominique. Inga, of course, we are connected. So connect with each other. Use this opportunity and use this little growth hack in the future at conferences and the talks that you're involved in. Give this advice also to other speakers. They will be so thankful after they've done this a few times. I've gotten this from Barbara Lampel. Thank you very much. She's usually here, one of our strongest female entrepreneurs in our little hood here. She also had an interview with Sheryl Sandberg recently. Amazing. So if you don't like LinkedIn and you want to talk, just get in touch. If you have ideas for speakers, if you want to talk about the topic more deeply, here is my email, my social handle, and an address that is better for a mobile phone number that is better for WhatsApp, because I'm a bit hard to reach on the phone. I first of all want to thank our great referee example. Thank you very much. Thank you. That really helped to bring it down, to make it real, and to make it less Pirate Skills focused. Yeah. I also want to thank the amazing Pirate Skills team in here. Who's here? So, Christina, our manager of Awesome, who is responsible for creating this great room and the drinks and everything that is offline. Daniel, my brother, who's doing the creative direction. Oliver, who's our content beast. Whenever you see those beautiful pirate shots, they're usually from the figures, they're from him. Jono, who is doing the pirate relations in future. Alexander, who's our funnel hacker, building the Instagram funnels, the Instapage funnels. Maxime, who is our webmaster. And another person who is the treasurer, the chief treasure hunter. If you want to join this team, you're very welcome. Just talk to me later. If you want to get a good learning experience in exchange for putting in 1 or 2 days per week, I would be so happy to work with you. Yeah, we are looking for people who are interested in specific marketing channels. Like, I want to learn Twitter. I want to do ads. I want to do web development. You just get this task at Pirate Skills, and I will coach you as far as I'm able to. And I think that is pretty far at the moment, if I get the feedback from my team right. And just talk to me afterwards. Yeah, that would be great. So I put this slide in so I'm not able to forget this. I always mess this up. I want to take a picture with you guys. Let my brother do one, and let me just do a snazzy, good old selfie style. Say hello. All right, bro. I'm just gonna pretend sitting here like this. I always forget doing this. Thank you. All right, say R.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, that's it for tonight. Thank you very much for joining. And I would like to have your feedback. You all have feedback forms, and we have this special treasure chest prepared here with golden coins on top. You can pick one up if you like. Put your feedback in here, please. Cologne people know this. This is the treasure. Thank you. Bye-bye. Alrighty. Let's grab a beer.
Das war gut.